Hey, friends. April here with ClearPath for Veterans New England. I'm so excited to be here with my friend Lee-Ann Barkhouse. We're going to be talking about health and wellness tonight. Hello, Lee-Ann. How are you?
Hey, April, how are you?
I'm good. So, my friends, we're gonna give the live stream a second here to get going. But if you are tuning in, just kind of some housekeeping. Say hello, drop a hello in the chat. Let us know that you're here. If you are catching the replay, feel free to drop a comment or a question, and we'll be absolutely sure to get back to you. So the past few weeks, Donna and I have been talking a little bit about some of the programs that we offer here at ClearPath. And Lee-Ann is part of our health and wellness team. And we thought it would be great to have a conversation with her and also answer any questions you have about some of the awesome programs that she helps coordinate and facilitate here at ClearPath. As you know, all of our programs, first, I want to give a big shout out and a thank you to each and every one of you and all that you do to help spread the word of what ClearPath for Veterans New England does in supporting our veterans on their journey home. Sharing is caring, so feel free to share this live stream. Feel free to share any of our posts on our Facebook page, on our YouTube channel where we're streaming live right now. Every little bit helps in making awareness of all of our programs and all of the things that we do here. So thank you for all that you do, because we are supported through grants and donations and also all of the information that you're sharing. So thank you. All right. So Lee-Ann, let's get started here and talk a little bit about, why don't we just kind of introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about your background, because you have an amazing wellness background that you bring to the table and share with us. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, thanks, April. I'm so excited to share. So I actually, I work for the Army full time, and that's how I got involved with helping veterans. And I've always been really interested in wellness, and probably, I can't remember how long now, I took a course in Reiki and became a Reiki master, working energy healing to help people in a way that wouldn't harm them. It might hurt, might help, but it wouldn't hurt you. And then I took a class on polarity energy work, which is another type of energy healing that has been found to be very beneficial for veterans and people that have PTS or cognitive brain issues, or TBI, traumatic brain injuries. And then I started coaching a female veteran through ClearPath, and I really enjoyed the coaching. And so I became a certified health and wellness coach, and helping people balance their work-life balance, identify what their goals are for their life and how to get to those goals, and really understand why those goals are important to them and how they align with their values, to help ask the right questions so that they're motivated to get the goals that they want. And I volunteer at ClearPath for the Women's Wellness Workshop, and we have a program that we do. My cat is here; everyone can see.
What's his name? Hello.
This is Stormy. Yeah. So we do the Women's Wellness Workshop is really all based about wellness, and we do everything from the planner workshop, like helping to plan their life. We talk about, last month they want to talk about chakras, which is all about the energy in your body, how it comes in your body and out of your body. And so every month we try to talk about a different topic that is of interest, but really focus about wellness and helping people live their best life.
Awesome. So Lee-Ann's really been kind of working with ClearPath since its inception, right? Mm-hmm. So you've been part of it from the beginning. So it's really, for those of you that are just learning about ClearPath, I mean, we started very small and have grown to an amazing force of programs that we offer to veterans and their families. And of course, it's always free of charge to them. So let's talk, Donna and I talked a little bit about the Women's Wellness Workshop last week. I guess it was last week. I'm losing time here. But let's talk a little bit about what you do in that in terms of the women's wellness, because I think one of the things that happens is, in kind of the world of what we do at ClearPath, our women's veterans are, I don't want to say underserved. We're here to serve them, but I think awareness, right, of all the programs that we offer them. So tell us a little bit about what you do on that once a month wellness workshop for women.
Well, when we started doing the program, we only had a handful, maybe 3 or 4 women veterans, and now we've had up to 20 veterans that women veterans that come that say most of the time that they haven't been recognized, or people see them and think that, oh, it's their husband or their boyfriend that's the veteran, not the women. And women have always, forever been taking care of other people, and that's really what the wellness workshop is about, is taking care of the veteran, the female veteran first, because they're the last people that they take care of. And kind of like that that theme about put your oxygen mask on before you help anyone else, and that's really about what the women's wellness workshop is, to really take care of the women before, so that they're at their best to support their families and their whatever that they're working on.
Awesome. So, I think it's important to let's talk a little bit about the journaling that you guys did, because I think that's something that's, setting goals. We talked a little bit about in the green room about the importance of setting goals. So let's talk a little bit about that journaling and how it can really make a difference, not only for our women's wellness program, but just kind of that whole system for any veteran or any civilian. Really, it can help anybody.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of scientific evidence, and I wish I brought it with me, that talks about how writing something down that's in your brain and putting it on paper really helps to make it more substantive and make it like more imprinted. So we all have a million thoughts going on in our mind every day. Like, oh, I want to go to this vacation. I want to go to this place. I want to do this. Oh, my grocery list. So when you have all these thoughts in your mind, you really can't focus, and you may not be able to remember everything. So by using a journal and a planner, you can write down the ideas. And this planner that I found online really has things broken down into sections, but asks you these questions. Like the first questions are like, it gives you like goals, like, so what's your goal? Why do you want that goal? And what's the reward if you achieved it? And then it has like action steps. So you break that goal into tiny little steps, because something might seem overwhelming. Like maybe you want to go back to school, or maybe you want to learn how to cook a fancy meal. It seems overwhelming, but when you break it down into tiny steps, you're able to take off little tiny chunks, and it doesn't seem as overwhelming. And it's like that with anything that you do, whether it's learning a new sport, learning how to ride our bikes or do different things. I mean, everything that we do is overwhelming until you break it down in tiny pieces. And the other thing that it does is it asks you to like what your strategy is, like what are the skills and habits that you want or that you have that would be helpful to achieve your goals? And then what are the bad habits that you want to break? Like we all know what they are, but we never really talk about them unless it's December 31st, we need to make our New Year's resolutions, right? And then after January 31st, everyone forgets them. They're out the window because no one was able to accomplish it, because you put so much effort into coming up with these ideas and didn't have a plan, right? Like you have all these ideas you want to do, but there's no plan. And so by writing things down and breaking it down into tiny pieces, you're able to accomplish those goals because they are, it doesn't overwhelm you. And part of what, like, they call it the fight or flight, when something happens, like an overwhelming thing, like, oh my gosh, I have this big project that I need to do. Immediately it goes to the amygdala part of your brain. And so that's your automatic like fight or flight. Oh my God, it's scary. Oh my God, what am I going to do? But if you can like take a breath, break it down into tiny pieces, it goes to another part of your brain, like the parasympathetic part of your brain, and you're actually able to not be so overwhelmed. And we do that all day long with so many different things. Like even when someone comes to us with like a challenge at work about something, you need to do this project and I need it now, right? Immediately you're like fight or flight. Oh my God, I can't do that. That's so overwhelming. But if you take a breath and you can like reset, and then it goes to the other part of your brain and you're able to digest it and to break it down into tiny pieces.
I love that. I love that. And um, so so because I'm more on the business side of things, so I always think of like setting yourself up for success, right? Like
Yeah.
when you're creating those goals. So I think that's huge, because I think we as our human, our human personalities, we're like you're saying, like you mentioned about January, December 31st, and those January goals, those making them so much smaller makes them more attainable, much more success, much more confidence along the way. So I love that. I love that. And like Donna and I were talking the other day, I think one of the things that I have found, even just personally, and I'm speaking from my own experience, but like that whole journaling aspect of like a brain dump of just some of those feelings that you're feeling, that really helps you to validate, right? So I feel like it validates some of those things that you're feeling, and it also helps you to kind of almost put a different set of goggles on, a different perspective of looking at it, and be like, okay, you know what, this is legitimate that I didn't do this because of this, but now I know, like now I can set myself up for success to move forward. So I love that. Love that.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about kind of your energy work. So, our live stream today is really about kind of that energy and your wellness. So talk a little bit about the energy elements that you put into kind of your wellness programs and Reiki and all of that. Because and to that piece, talk a little bit about Reiki, because I think that there's sometimes not a great understanding of what Reiki does and what it is. I think sometimes people are just fearful of the word, right? They're like, what's Reiki? Oh, that's frou-frou-y or whatever it is. There's kind of a little bit of a stigma. So if you can explain it, I think that would be really helpful to people.
Yeah. I think that like a lot of people do think of it as woo-woo, and it's actually ancient Japanese. And a lot of other cultures, like the Native American, use other similar types of alternative medicine, and even the Hawaiians. And it's touch therapy. And so I do Reiki polarity, and they're a little bit different, but you can't turn Reiki off. And so it's kind of a combination. But what it is energy. Everything is made up of energy. Everything, all of us, everything in our homes are made up of energy. And when there's a blockage in the body, so energy runs up and down your body, sideways, it comes in, energy is everywhere. And if you have a blockage, maybe you have a pain in your elbow, you might feel heat there. That's really a blockage of the energy. It's like when you twist a hose in the garden hose and there's like that blockage. It's the same type of thing. A lot of acupuncturists use needles, and they'll put a needle in and they'll on the meridians to help balance it. And Reiki and polarity are the same type of thing. And a simple example is if you rub your hands together and you can feel the heat, and then separate your hands. And then if you feel like the pressure, like pushing apart from each other, that's the energy. Everyone has it. And a lot of times if you might stub your toe, you know how like you stub your toe or you hit your funny bone?
Yes.
You immediately put your hand to that spot. Immediately, like you grab your hand. And so that's really like subconsciously your body is trying to heal itself. It's so crazy. Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
And the important thing is that, it might help, it won't hurt. That's the most important thing. And that energy, a lot of the clients that I've seen at ClearPath will say, I can't relax, I can't sleep. And the minute that they get on the table and close their eyes, or maybe they don't close their eyes, the minute they get on their table, they, some people that close their eyes, they're out cold. Like they fall asleep. And then when they wake up, they're like, I can't even believe that I fell asleep. And for me, it's so beautiful because someone comes in, they're experiencing so much pain and they can't get relief. And then I do a quick session with them, and then they're like, wow, that was amazing. I don't know what you did, but that was amazing. And it's really, I'm just helping your body heal itself.
So you mentioned tables. So tell us a little bit about kind of the process. So yeah, I think that'd be helpful. So like, I'm going to walk into, and we have a lot of great rooms at ClearPath. So I'm going to walk in. What is it, like a massage type table? Like, what would I expect if I was coming in?
It's a massage table, and so I would just ask you to get on the table and take your shoes off. That's it. All your clothes are still on. You lie on your back, and some people have a hard time with that, getting on the table, or maybe don't want to be in a closed environment. So even I could sit in the room in the dining area and just do Reiki on your shoulders. And that will still, the Reiki knows where it needs to go. I don't have to put it anywhere. I just put my hands on you and it goes where it needs to go. It's self-directing.
Well, I love that. And I think it's really, I think one of the things that's super important in kind of our own self-care and wellness, and everybody experiences some kind of trauma, and I feel like it definitely helps. It's a release in a lot of ways, right? It's just like that energy is very, very powerful. So let's talk a little bit about kind of, and I know you've done a lot with kind of, ageless grace and brain power and all of these things. So you are a very well gifted human lady. So tell a little bit about those programs. I know you incorporate that into our women's wellness, but I know that you've also done other workshops. Let's talk about ageless grace.
So Ageless Grace was created by this woman, Denise Medved, and she had elderly parents, and her father was he was like a world-class athlete, strength training bodybuilder, and her mother was not active, not exercising, and her mother was starting to deteriorate, and starting to have Alzheimer's and such. And so she did a lot of cognitive research in regards to the brain and what happens when you're not necessarily using the brain. As a lot of people, when they get older, maybe they don't go out, maybe they're not as active. And so kind of on the basis that if you're not using your brain or stimulating your brain, your brain controls your whole body, right? So you need it for balance. So you need your brain for, and Ageless Grace helps with the strategic planning of your brain, memory and recall, analytical thinking, creativity and imagination, and kinesthetic learning. And so so the brain has neural pathways that information goes on. So a lot of times, an example I provide is like, you drove to work, you got in your car, you got to work, and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't remember how I got here. I don't remember driving by Dunkin' Donuts, but I'm here at work and it just flew by. And so that's because the neural pathway is so developed. You've been driving that way, you go the same way, you don't even have to think about it, you just get in and go. And so when we do all the things that we do the same way every day, we're only using a small portion of our brain. And so if you could simply change that and go to work a different way, or brush your teeth with your left hand versus your right hand, or when you get up in the morning and you go to drink your coffee, you're like, oh, I always drink my coffee with my right hand. I'm going to drink with my left hand. It'll feel awkward because you're using a different part of your brain. And so now you're creating new neural pathways and stimulating other parts of your brain that you normally wouldn't stimulate.
I'm going to try that tomorrow.
Well, I have a simple exercise we can do right now. And we do this with the Women's Wellness Workshop, and probably anyone else that I encounter. So when I ask them to do it, they kind of give me oh, she's going to do that again. So so this is the exercise. So do your peace and okay.
Hold on, I got a blur here on my screen. Let me unblur that. I don't know why it's blurry. I have this virtual background. I don't want to blur. Done. So everyone will see my dogs chewing their chewies. But okay, so I have 3 and 2.
Peace, okay, and then switch.
Oh boy, I don't. Yeah. That's not easy. Why is that not easy? Hold on. Okay.
So the reason why it's not easy
Oh, look, I did it. Okay.
Okay, ready? So now switch again. Yep. And then switch again. So what we're doing is we're using our right and left brain at the same exact time. Switch
Okay.
again. And so normally
Oh.
you might flip me off. It happens.
Me too, of course.
Offended. So by doing this, you're using your right and left brain at the same exact time. The only time that you probably ever did this was when you were a kid and you would tap your head and rub your belly, or try to. And so by doing this simple exercise, it actually kind of like resets.
Okay.
And it kind of just allows you, if you've been like staring at a computer or reading a book or studying for a long time, this will actually help like reset and refocus you and kind of give you a little bit more energy. And it's a simple exercise that you can do anywhere. Donna does it at the beach.
I got it. Like I got it now. Okay.
Yeah. And so you could do this with anyone. You could do it with, young kids. You can do it with, elderly people. And it's just a quick little fun exercise, and everyone loves it. And it's stimulating other parts of your brain that you don't need to use. And then there's one more. So if you do pinky and thumb.
Okay.
And then swap.
Oh no. Wait.
Yeah.
This?
One pinky, one thumb.
One pinky, one thumb. And then it's this. It's this?
It's
and this?
Nope. It's put one pinky up and one thumb up.
It took me a minute to process that one. Okay, got it.
And then switch. And it's the same thing. It's
thumb.
Yeah, and pinky thumb.
Oh. Nope. I'm feeling like this is a little bit challenging. All right, so
it is challenging. Yeah.
There.
Yep.
So yep. Nope.
Thumb, pinky, thumb, pinky.
Thumb. Oh, no. Thumb, pinky.
Yeah.
And then thumb, pinky.
Yeah.
It's almost like, oh boy.
Yeah.
I'm terrible at this. I'm going to have to do this a few times. Boom.
Yeah, so it's a simple brain exercise that you can do anywhere with anyone. And when I do it at the workshop or with any of my friends or family members, I have them mirror me so that they can see how they're doing it, right? Because if you were doing the opposite, it would be hard. But if you see what we're doing, so it's just
I love it because it makes you have to refocus that energy, right, to something that's okay, I got to do and I'm a little bit competitive too, so I think sometimes I'm I'm gonna do that.
Well, you'll have to do it with your family and see how it works out.
I'm gonna win. See, I already know how to do it. No. Awesome. So Lee-Ann, one of the things, how does somebody at ClearPath, if they're coming in or they may already have been part of our organization, or maybe they're coming in for the first time and want to work with you, kind of how do they reach out? How do they get in touch with you?
So at the front desk and at the tables are my business card. I don't have a set schedule other than the second Saturday of every month. And so if anyone wants to get in touch with me, they could get my card at the desk, or even if they call, my phone number's there and they can get my phone number and or email.
Perfect. So friends, we have so many wellness programs, and self-care is really a huge priority that we work with our veterans to see kind of the benefits and with all of our programs, and how it can make them feel relaxed, feel energized, and feel really good about themselves. So the other thing too, friends, so thank you, Lee-Ann. That was awesome. I love all that you do. And you really challenged me to, now I'm going to get off from our live stream and have to play around. And you're right. I am going to totally compete with my family on that. So My brain, it's about brain power. So, so my friends, we are actually, as many of you know, we are running our spring 50/50. So it's ClearPath 50/50.com, and our 50/50 is one of those great fundraising events where the winner takes half. So right now our jackpot is up over 17,000. We're just under 17.5, and the winner gets half of that. So half goes to ClearPath and half goes to the winner. We are on our last week of early bird prizes. The deadline closes at midnight on Friday. It's $1,000 cash prize. So the good news is, if you don't win the early bird prize, you're still in the running for the jackpot. Every dollar counts in making a difference, because ClearPath is funded by grants, donations, as well as our fundraising events really help to bring the journey home and be able for us to provide programs that Lee-Ann is providing to our veterans, our women veterans in particular. And all the things that we do and also offer free of charge. Some of our programs that we've talked about have been our peer-to-peer mentoring. We have our canine program. We do family events where Santa comes to visit at the holidays, and at Easter, the Easter Bunny comes to visit. We offer canteen lunches every Thursday. We actually are serving up to almost 200 people on Thursdays. We have 2 sessions now, and all of that is because of all of your support. So please consider supporting us with our 50/50. I'm going to drop the link here in the chat. We're at 17,200. Let's see, get your tickets here. There's lots of different ticket prices. They start as low as $20 and they go up to $80. So the more you pay, the more you buy. But again, every little bit counts. So if there's any questions, friends, please feel free to drop them in the chat. We'll absolutely get back to you. Donna and I will be here next week. We'll be talking about some more of our programs here at ClearPath. And if there's anything that we can do for you, or if you know of a veteran who needs some support, please share our website, clearpathne.org. Share our Facebook page, because sharing is caring. The more that we can bring awareness to all the things that we provide to veterans and their families on the journey home, we appreciate it. So thank you. Lee-Ann, thank you so much for your time tonight. You're a rock star, and appreciate all that you do to make the difference in the lives of our veterans. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, April. This was fun. I appreciate you.
All right, my friends, have a great night. Definitely share our live stream with many friends. You know, the average person on Facebook has over 200 friends, whether you talk to them in preschool or whether you're actively friends. So sharing is caring, my friends. Have a great night, and I'll look forward to seeing you soon.